Hey traders, it's Jason Jenkins, founder and CEO of Jenkins Risk Management. I want to go over a recap of a quick trading lesson today on pound yen that worked out, and then let's just go over markets in general. I think we may be getting a turn here in the dollar and a turn in the yen. Stocks are at new highs. But real quick, pound yen, we had a nice trade this morning, and listen, the market popped on the back of Trump's tax tweet, but what I want to highlight is in our model, when you're in an uptrend, you tend to get higher lows at or near the 30. This is the 30 period moving average here, this blue line. All right, these are areas. And then this is also what we call the lower bands. This is a wave formation type of setup. All right, but we went long pound yen this morning here, bought more into the highs, and then we talked about we may get a 15-minute and a 5-minute cycle that went lower that we were going to have to sit through. But we ended up buying, I bought a decent chunk right here on this bottoming tail. It took out the high, and that happened right before Trump's tweet, which catapulted this thing to new highs, and then we took profits into the high. So it's not about chasing headlines. That's a losing strategy. What we do is stick to the process, and a lot of times when you get a news event or a headline, it tends to work out because you're buying the right location in the trend. You just stick with the model and process, and there's a lot of times it works out nicely. So this was a good bottoming tail. This is also a swing line setup I teach my traders. And then we had a nice move. But let's talk big picture, all right? So if you get the dollar right, you get a lot of other things right in global macro. And I've been saying all of this month that we need to test the lower bands, we need to test these higher lows. And there was a good chance that we hold this low, and so far so good. So ever since this bottoming tail candle, and now we're starting to roll through on the hourly chart. You can actually see this green line here is the 8. That's starting to turn up. That's going to show you the intermediate term trend, and that's starting to curl up. You can also see that on the hourly charts here. Okay, I can't draw for some reason all the way to the end of this page. But boom, we're starting to get above pi now. Market's trying to turn the corner. The dollar is. All right, and then the other thing I noticed today was dollar yen. Very similar. Been talking about needs to hold the bands here. This is the first bullish bar since probably back here in the middle of January. And we were looking for the market to hold right around 112. And this is bullish. I actually doubled my position today. And I like how the hourly is now starting to make higher highs. It's breaking out today. So I added today on this strength, and should the market pull back, I'm going to buy more. But I like this long dollar yen. And then of course the euro, okay? The euro's already started to break down to lower lows, breaking these lows here. These were the higher lows before. And now we're below that. We started here. This was interesting. This is a bit of a head and shoulders pattern, but this is the neckline. That's the area that matters. But what also was interesting is you moved to a new high, then you broke to a new low here relative to this low. And when you do that, when you come from a high all the way to a lower low, it's very difficult for a price to get all the way back to the highs. And sure enough, you got a lower high here. So ever since, it's been lower high, lower highs. So this is in an intermediate term downtrend now for the euro. We sold into 107 twice. All right, so I'm bearish the euro, bullish the dollar. That looks like the dominant theme. So you also saw gold kind of crack up at 1245. Don't be surprised if that's the high. That's a pretty big call. But again, we've been talking about this is on the weekly chart. This is the 30-week moving average, the 200. But more importantly, this is the level that we broke down from. And then you retraced about halfway of this wall. I teach my traders a wall concept, but we've rallied back halfway. So I think gold's probably topped out. I actually doubled my short position there today as well. So I'm making a pretty good stand at this point in time, and we'll see if that plays out. System's kind of freezing up here. Well, anyway, guys, that's probably good for now. So I like the dollar. I like dollar yen turning. I like how euro is starting to fail. I like that the stronger the dollar gets from here, gold's going to really struggle. And then bond market hasn't done much. The bond market really hasn't done much. But look, I mean, well, let me touch on stocks too. So bonds have these highs here. We had a nice bearish engulfing pattern. I'm short 10s and 30s, and I'm short 2s as well. So I'm bearish treasuries. I like growth accelerating. It's one of the reasons why we like stocks. But we had a nice failure right back into this resistance. So that might have been it for treasuries too. Maybe we'll see more downside in the bond market. And then of course stocks. We've been bullish, and now you're just making new highs. Stocks are broken out to new highs. The Nasdaq's the strongest. It's already through. It's been at new highs already. I mean, this market is this is a bull market. You do not want to be short this market. Right? So we're long the Dow, we're long the Nasdaq, and I didn't even take any profits. So I want to see if this can run. We'll see. But still bullish there. All right, guys. I hope that helps, and we'll talk to you in the morning. Have a great rest of your evening.